So hey everybody, I'm back on here because we are attempting to get Leslie in here with us. So I'm going to check and see if she gets in here in a moment. So just bear with me and it'll give you guys a few minutes to get on here if you have any questions. Hopefully the comments are going to work. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I can also go onto my computer and look and see if you make a comment. So, okay, so Leslie is here. I see you. I'm going to bring her on camera. The video isn't on? Okay. It should be.
Hello?
You there?
Yes, I got ready, but I need like 5 seconds. I'll be right back on.
You are fine. Okay, hey Karen. We are going to have Leslie Demarco. She went from food stamps to multimillionaire. And she has been teaching a lot of really great mindset and energy shifts that we can get into to allow ourselves to create more flow in our lives. So she'll be with us here in just a moment. And I'm going to do my best to do this. Okay, I'm adding her.
Okay.
Hey, you're back.
I might take you guys to the other room.
Okay.
Somewhere on top.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm used to being here by myself, so this is a learning experience for me. So,
Yeah.
So everybody, this is Leslie. I can't see her, but hopefully you can. She went from food stamps to being a multimillionaire. Okay, now I can see her on my computer. Hey there, girl. And her little baby girl. What is your baby girl's name?
Rosemary.
Rosemary, that's right. She is such a doll. She is such a doll. I had heard about Leslie's story, even though I didn't know it was Leslie, quite a long time ago. And I got so excited because I was like, this lady is a manifester and she knows what she wants. Is it okay if I share that story?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we both have a mentor, Kathleen Cameron, who's a multimillionaire. How so many people and women go from all kinds of places, health, wealth, all of it, and created a multi-million-dollar company. And so I've been listening. I brought Kathleen, manifested her in my life over a year ago, and I know it's because I was ready. I was ready to start. I was like Leslie. I'd done a lot of healing. And I was ready for a new stage in my life to create more money in it, to create more flow, to move into life in a different way. And I'd heard Leslie's story where, and I didn't realize it. I was thinking it was two different people. I didn't realize it was the same person. I had heard about a person that had almost gotten their car repoed. And hey, Cara, how's it going, girl? Let me know if you all have any questions. She almost got her car repoed. She decided that she wanted to take Kathleen's Creating Wealth from Within program. She manifested winning it, jumped into it, finished it, and within about 18 days, your life started changing. Do you want to share a little bit more after that? You want to take that part over?
Yeah, so I won the course. I had invited the most amount of people to her live event. And then I started it a week after it started. So I watched the replay and then I was doing it all live. And the things that she was saying was just so powerful. I'd never thought of money the way she was shifting us. And the books that she had us read and the concepts that she was sharing, I'd never heard any of these things. I'd never heard anybody have a relationship with money in a positive way. I'd only ever known people who never had enough. Everything was so expensive. The bills were always a problem. So being in Kathleen's energy shifted that for me. I didn't even know people could be positive towards money. So I started, and that was the missing link for me, because I had been doing studies and all this information, and I knew Bob Proctor's work, and like, but nobody had ever shown me how to be in relation with money in a positive way. So after taking the course, I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, what manifested was not even the vision. The only part that came was that I became a millionaire. And that was like the main vibration that I wanted to shift. So, you know, I took the course, I finished it, and it was, you know, almost looking like nothing was going to change. You know, my bills were still billing and the money wasn't in the account, but I felt good. I didn't feel like the world was falling apart. It didn't feel stressful like it used to. And then just like any other day, I woke up, I did my scripting, I did my manifesting work, and I ended up doing this special activity. One second. Doing this activity where I wrote down what I would do with $10,000. Because Bob Proctor said that if you have a reason for money, like a exact to the penny what you're going to do with it, it opens it a little bit faster. So my partner Jorge told me to do that. So I put, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have $10,000. And I wrote down everything I would do with it. And it was the car that was late. It was our passports. I had a sticker inspection that was out. My windshield was cracked. I owed a couple people money. I had just all the bills, and it ended up being $10,000. And for whatever reason, I was able to sit with this paper and breathe and take my time and really feel the feeling of it all paid. Because in my life, I've been able to feel the feeling of one thing paid, but then another bill's coming. So like gratitude that I paid it, but still fear because, well, now I have another bill and I don't know what to do. But I let myself just feel the truth that everything got paid. And I remember I cried because I never felt that. It was this huge weight lifted off me. And it felt so amazing to realize that all of the work was for me to find out this built not how I bills for last just to have my bills paid. That secured. So I felt that feeling. Posted my basic once on TikTok Shop, like didn't have to be successful, but because I was in that vibration of the bills paid, and then I took action in that feeling. I made a video, I posted it, and then I went about my day just like regular. I even forgot that I posted it. And we get season passes every year to a water park, so it's like $50, and then you can go as many times as you want. So that's like, that was a huge investment for me at the time, but that's what we would do to spend our time. Is it would be free now to go to the water park. So we went to the water park, and I come back to my phone, and I have hundreds of sales like within an hour. And I was like, I was freaking out. Like we did it. We figured it out. Like the money finally came. And I remember calling my partner and like screaming because he was working. And I was like, it worked. Oh my God. And then it just hasn't stopped since then. And what we've done is just expand from there and continue to make choices, continue to elevate. You know, I had two stories that I really know quantity. Having money to be a need. There were two stories. The first one, like I was printing like the shipping labels, like right here. When you ship something, this little label that they scan, I was printing that on my regular HD or HP printer and then cutting it and putting tape over it, and for hundreds of orders. And that was a lot of work, so much work, but I didn't have the expensive equipment for just like that sticky label, and you just print it and you put it on. So I was faced with a decision. I had $100 in my bank account and the printer was $80. And I didn't know if any more money was going to come in. I didn't know or anything, but I was like, the Leslie who is selling out every day, who's making thousands of orders a day, she would buy this printer. So why, like, I have to buy it. So being afraid, I bought it, and it just like kept, even more money started coming in, and it was scary, but it was like exciting. And then the next thing that happened was just like a few weeks later, our house had become so busy. So we were a business out of the house. So we didn't have this warehouse. It was just like Jeff Bezos's garage. And we had 13 people with us. We had barrels of fire cider everywhere. So we couldn't live in the house anymore. And like one room we had cleared out to put all the packages for the post office to come pick up. And then the other bedroom was where all of our bottles and our inventory were going. So we ended up staying at Airbnbs. And we got a big Airbnb. It was $1,000 for a week. And at the time, that was a lot of money for me, $1,000. And we get there and I hated it. And it was like everybody who was staying, because it was like a camping resort. I thought it would be cool for the kids to swim. But everybody there was drunk and it just felt icky. And I was like, because people go there for vacation. So people are drinking and that's okay. But we are not there for that. So we didn't really enjoy the feeling. So we get there and I'm talking to Jorge and I'm like, this just isn't my standard. Like I don't want to experience this like this. And I got mad and I was like, I deserve a place I like, but there's no refunds. So I was like battling, like, what do I do? I'm just going to lose $1,000. And I said, well, yeah, Leslie, who's a millionaire, $1,000 wouldn't mean anything. And she would just go get the place she wants. And that was wild. I never did that before. I never let go $1,000 so freely. And so I went back on Airbnb and I found a beautiful home on the river. It was private, just one house, just us. And it was beautiful, but it was $5,000. And I had the money in the bank. The money started being deposited, so I had money, but that still was scary to me. I'd never spent that much money on anything before besides a car. So, but I said the millionaire Leslie would do this. And I was mad. I cursed. I was like, I deserve this. And I bought it. And that next day is when I made my highest sales number of $77,000 because of that one decision that I deserve it. I was scared. Like, I know I talk to a lot of people about money and they're afraid to spend money on, either a course or this or that. And I'm like, I know how that feels, but doing it is what will change your reality. You quantum leap because you act as the you in who has what you want. But if you're acting as the you in lack, like you buy this course and you're like, well, I don't have enough money, but that vibration that you're in when you buy it continues to manifest more and more.
Right.
So I made sure not to do that. When I was buying the Airbnb, I wasn't in lack. I was in like, I know what I deserve. I know that I've worked for this money in a beautiful way. So I deserve to have a home that I can feel good in until we're able to find a new home to live in. And so I did it in that huge energy and it just broke open, quantum leaped us. Because like, I know if I didn't make that decision, that wouldn't have happened. That's what I know now.
Right.
And so
yeah,
we're 2 years.
Go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
Well, I was just going to bring it back to, I love this story. And it's even the same as, gosh, it must be 2-3 months ago. I love shopping at Whole Foods and Sprouts. I love good, healthy food. I love the feel of the stores. as compared to the one right down the street. And it just feels so much more wealthier, and it just feels better, right? And I
Yeah.
just was like, I was in that space of like, I deserve this. I deserve to be able to shop wherever it is when I want to shop. And I made that decision just to shop there.
Mm-hmm.
And everything started shifting. It's like the money's going to be there to, because it is a little bit more than the other place that I was going to. But it's like I'm making this decision that there is more there, and more money's going to keep coming. And I truly
Mm-hmm.
believe that that's probably part of the energy that drew you into my life too.
Yeah.
Besides, because it's about how we feel, it's about how we talk, it's about how we think, it's about our identity. And I talked about your story, even though I didn't know your name. I talked about your story to my
Mm-hmm.
clients and my students. I'm like, wow, see, she didn't have the money to invest it, but she still manifested it. She jumped in, she took it seriously, she learned everything, she applied it, and you created $1 million within 4 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very high vibration. So numbers are just indicative of your vibration. And so $1 million in 4 months is about 250,000 a month. And holding that vibration, it's like you just slowly get there. Like you start taking these actions now, just like you, like going to a different grocery store, one that makes you feel better. A lot of the times people are in their head about things, but if you're going to use your head, you need to use it to make sure you feel good. So going to Sprouts is going to make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't go to Sprouts and you have to go to Walmart or HEB, wherever, you go grocery shopping, how can you use your mind to feel good about it? How can you feel rich? Because if you don't feel rich, you're choosing to feel another way. So
Right.
taking control of your current reality. But going into Sprouts is a new action. It's something you've never done before. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be able to get an outcome you've never gotten before. A lot of people, their fear is only because you're getting close to things you've never done. Your body doesn't know what to do. But if you're getting close to things you've never done, that means you're getting close to outcomes you've never gotten. So if you've never been a millionaire, then you've got to start doing things you've never done.
Right.
And I had never done a TikTok shop. I had never taken a course. I had never like put my product online. So these were the things that were different, which were allowing a different experience. And
Mm-hmm.
the week before, we actually had gone to San Antonio, and we had like $20 in the bank. But we kept manifesting like $20 here, $30 there to put money in the gas tank, money to buy a dinner. But I remember that's how we were living. And that's how you still live as a millionaire. The numbers are just higher. But you decide what you want, and then you visualize getting it, you feel yourself getting it, and the money comes. So long as you commit, like you can't sit in the hotel room and wait for the money to come. You have to go to the place that you're wanting the money for, and it's going to come. If you want money for traveling, you need to go get the tickets. You need to go somehow anchor yourself in that truth that you trust the money is coming.
Right.
And I've learned like these kinds of concepts, like I'm talking about traveling. I'm not talking about what bills you're going to pay. And that is the point of a mentor, is that she or he is going to bring you out of your small reality where it's just about your bills and it's just about the pain of reality, and get you thinking bigger, get you expanding your thoughts and your vibration long enough and consistently enough that it starts to become your habit. You start looking at life from the lens of prosperity, whether you have money in your bank or not. Because if you don't have money in your bank, that's just the law of rhythm and your belief knowing that if it's down, it's going to go back up. But if you don't believe it's going to go back up, you're going to stay down until you do believe it's going to go back up. But
Yeah,
that's universal
absolutely.
law.
It is. It is. It's absolutely. I know I did that 1 month. I made a decision of like, I was going to be in this different space. I was thinking and feeling about being in a condo in Gatlinburg last year. And I was just in such a good feeling place because there was like this thing going on in my mind because there was a couple of months where I did really, really well. And I was trying to figure out what I did that helped me do that those couple of months. One of them, I needed a transmission for my truck. The money came in pretty easily and effortlessly. And the other one was taking a trip that I'd never done before. And then another one, I went on a business trip to a workshop. And it was just so interesting how that flowed together. So there was this part of me that was like, you know, getting out of your current reality and getting into a different space. So like last weekend, I went and spent the weekend with this kid, Jake, that is dear to my heart, and his girlfriend and stuff. So good. Just got out of my space, made different decisions, but also it's about having a mentor, having a place to go to where you're even in your space, to where you can think and act and make different decisions and move in a different way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this knowledge that's like a secret of the universe, is that you actually can purchase consciousness, because money is just energy. It's not money for something, it's your energy for something. So you utilize the law of the vacuum. By releasing money, releasing energy out of your field, you're opening so that that person who's going to give you information can now land in that space. And that can become your new consciousness. And that was a new idea to me. I didn't know you could do that. So I used to think about mentorships in like a weird way. And I remember when I first started meeting Kathleen, she triggered me a lot. A lot of what she said to me felt like it was incorrect, or like she didn't know what she was talking about. But I know that if you get triggered, it's a good thing. She's touching places in your mind that need to come up, to come out. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep listening. Things are gonna start shifting. And I started feeling much better. And then look at the results now, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. And I thought it was so funny when you came into my world, because it's like when I watched that interview, and I've shared that interview before in this group, but I'll share it again when she interviewed with Kathleen and shared some of this. There's so many nuggets in that, just like you're giving to us now. And it's just like, that video touched me in a way so much, because you were talking about how your mom, you know, and this generational healing of, it's like, yes, I know the money's going to be awesome. It's going to be wonderful for me to provide for myself in a way that I've never been able to do before on an ongoing basis. But also it's healing like this generational, you know, I've been in such wealth, it's hard for me to even think, you know, of this displacement of like not having enough, of there not being enough. And, you know, just the struggle and being inside of that, you know, with my mom, with my dad, you know, and other, you know, back generational things that I truly believe that we are help here healing when we decide, like you're doing this for your kids. You know, I'm doing this for my clients, for my students, for Jake, for Haley, for anybody that I come in contact with, because I've seen what the energy can do when you decide to make, like when I decided to go to that conference, the universe just opened up for me to go see this. And that, it was a different woman, Shamina Taylor, who's a multi-millionaire, and she's helped her kids be emotionally intelligent. I was like, I want to meet this woman. Everything that I wanted came in this month. Everything that I wanted. And it's just like, it's just so amazing that when you make decisions, you know, because I went for the nice hotel, I went for the, you know, upgraded plane ticket, I went for the VIP ticket, you know, it's just like I made all these decisions that I don't usually do in a different way, and everything just shifted and the energy just, you know, but at the same time, I wanted to learn how to keep that going, how to keep moving, how to get into a different state of consciousness. And that's why we're doing, you want to talk a little bit about our workshop next week?
You go first.
Okay, so I I didn't even know this was going to happen because I watched her interview. We ended up chatting, and I let go of a whole bunch of stuff that has happened to me and saw it in a whole different way. She held space for me. And I'm just like, I just really, really, really want to shift my energy. I just want to move into a different state of being. My truck had broke down. And I can drive it. It still needs fixed, but I can drive it at least to Sprouts and stuff now. So that's cool. I dared to do that. And it's just like you came into my world, and it's like, wanting to heal that little girl inside of me that was 16, that used to be on food stamps, that, was asked to move out of her house. And I rewrote all of that last night. And it's just like, this place of healing, which you said for yourself. So we are creating a space for people to come in, to heal, to change the belief systems. I'm going to be working with people, helping them shift. You might even jump in there. We're just ready to help people shift and learn and grow to where you can accept more in your life. And part of that is healing your heart space, right? Healing your heart space. So you let go of the trauma, you let go of the belief systems, you let go of the hurts, the wounds, the betrayals, the griefs, all that other stuff. And so we're providing a container to help you shift through that. It's 2 hours, 2:30 to 4:30 Central Standard Time, June 30th to July 3rd. And you're going to pop in there like a half an hour, 45 minutes each day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what we want to do is so I understand money work. I'm focused on prosperity. That's where I found a lot of my success, but it's healing work. So the reason why you don't have money is because you don't have self-worth, or you have stories that are stuck in the body. You have concepts about yourself, generational issues. So you do need a space with people who have held this for themselves and for others. And so that's what this masterclass is going to be, is someone will have two people, myself, Miranda, people who are conscious of holding space energetically as trauma healing happens, and then people who are conscious and their awareness is prosperity. So when you do your healing work in a container with someone who is prosperous, you infuse your vibration now with prosperity. So you could do your healing work in the dark with someone who also needs a little bit of help with prosperity, and you're going to do your healing work. Or you could do it with someone who already understands money and raise your vibration to theirs as well.
Yes.
That is the point of the masterclass. It is focused on healing. So if you're someone who identifies as, you've tried all this stuff, you're learning about money, but you know that you have trauma that you need to let go of before it's going to come in, this is the masterclass for you. This is what this is what is the missing piece in your life, is a very conscious, intentional container to let go of trauma, to receive new concepts, new perspectives of yourself. Neville Goddard is one of the fathers of self-help and manifestation. And the biggest thing he teaches is imagination and revision. So it is possible for us to go back into a memory and revise it and change what happened, the way we see what happened, the way we feel about what happened. And that is quantum entanglement. We're going back in the past, changing the memory, because the only thing that exists right now is the memory. Yes. It has already happened. So now we can change the memory of all the things that have happened to you. And what will happen is the energy that you've been holding onto that memory will want to come out. It could be a cry. It could be a release. It could be you start sweating. Some people use the restroom. Some people get a little nauseous. All normal, completely safe to do that, because you have people who understand what's happening.
Yes.
And with the intention of it being for prosperity, whatever you intend will happen. So intentionalizing this to be for healing, for prosperity, you will achieve it.
Right.
But okay, I have to head off now off the call. My kids are ready to go. Okay. But I'm excited to see all of you who come on the class, to be able to share my medicine, share my wisdoms with you. get you signed up for any courses, any masterclass. I'm excited to see you there. Thank you so much, Miranda, for inviting me here, and then also creating this opportunity for me to come and help and share this with people.
Well, I'm excited to have you there, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
I'll talk to you later. Okay, so yeah, so anyhow, this is something that I wanted to do because it allows people to heal. Because like when I made the decision that I wanted to be a millionaire and I went to that conference, healing happened. Healing happened. And it's like so many people, like they make the decision to create $10, $20, $30,000 in their life, be a millionaire, six-figure income, whatever it is. They wait to make that decision until they have the proof. And you don't need to do that. If you make the decision, the universe creates the way. So this workshop is a container for you to come into and learn more, let go of what's no longer serving you, and keep moving forward. So it's a journey, it's love, it's letting go of those past parts of ourselves. I will be working on people using faster EFT techniques. We're going to learn stuff from her. But as you know, you can rewrite memories, and that's what we do. That's what we do. So I hope to see you there. Just put in the comments, masterclass, and I will send you the information for you to get started. And invite your friends. If you know somebody that would benefit, it's only $125 for the 4 days. We'll be there for 2 hours. You're going to get the replays. You're going to get to keep delving into that energy and shifting and changing. And if you got any questions, if you're watching this later on, just mark #replay. If you got any questions, just go ahead and type in the questions and I will either answer it for you, or if I need to find out the answer, I'll get the answer to the question. So I love you all. I want you all to be able to expand. That's what I've been doing for the last 1.5 years when I do my tap-alongs, is I've been doing workshops to where we let go of what it is that we don't want anymore, but we're also expanding our consciousness to what it is that we can bring into our lives when it comes to love, when it comes into cherishing ourselves, when it comes into money, when it comes to, going on vacations, whatever it is. We've been just shifting and changing our consciousness to be able to allow more of the fun, more of these lives that we've been dreaming about for a long time, to be able to enter our 3D reality and live and move in life in a different way. So love y'all. Let me know if you got any questions and we'll talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed it all. Bye-bye.